Alex, first off, new signing, goalkeeper Philippe Marchal. What can you tell us about him?
Well, Philip's been someone that we've been tracking for quite a while now. He went out last season and had a really good loan at Crewe. Really showed his talents. He's a young lad. We're really lucky that the chairman and everyone's put and helped us with this deal, because he's coming on a permanent, which is great for us. He means his hours, and we can work with him, day to day in his hour player. He was born locally in Cambridge, so for us, he's back home, and it was just a really good fit for us at the time, and he wanted to come, which is really good. He's been out a few times now on loan and learnt from different experiences what you have to do. So, and he comes into a team that, is strong defensively, and hopefully he helps us add to that. And he's a great character to have around. Very calm, and obviously his size is a real asset for us in terms of crosses and things, and relieving pressure at times. So we're really pleased with him, and we're really looking forward to working with him every day.
So what's the pecking order now? 2 number ones?
Yeah, there is 2 number ones, and it's competition like we've always wanted for every position, and you have to have that to push each other on. We know Tay's qualities. We know in terms of his shot stopping and what he's done for the club for the past few years. But we also need to make sure that we keep refreshing that department to make sure that we get it right. And they're gonna be a real competition for each other, and ultimately it will be on performances and training and making sure that they keep pushing each other to bring out the best.
Buzz of excitement. First day of the season, first day of new term. You got all your pencils in the case?
Well, yeah, obviously we're all excited. Obviously, all the work that you do in pre-season, and when you're in here in May and you're building a squad to move forward, that we've worked really hard to improve what we already had. The players that have come in have added for sure. We always speak about their characters and within the group, and they've all come in and fit in straight away, which is great. And sometimes when you come in, you have to prove, if you're not a loud character, you can prove that on the pitch, and we've got those types as well. So really pleased with where we are. We've worked extremely hard, as everyone has in pre-season. It is part of that part of the season, but looking ahead, we feel we're in a really good place. We feel we're where we want to be in terms of the workload that they've done and the games that we've had to learn and kind of get those relationships into the squads. So we're all looking forward to it. It's a really good game for us to start. A big club, big fan base, going up there and getting underway to a team that's obviously brought in a lot of players. So we're all looking forward to it. There is a buzz around. It's always the first game, but we know it's a long season. But you gear for this, and we're all excited to get going.
You said they've brought in plenty of players. They've gone big as well, haven't they? I guess a lot of clubs have, but some of the signings they've got top League One players.
Yeah, I mean it's not just them. There's a few, but we've brought in really good players. We've brought in some that have been performing at the top level in terms of this level. We've brought in Jordan Houghton from the level above. So we've brought in the right types, which has been really important to us. But yeah, Blackpool have gone out and signed players that they feel can probably push them to the next level. But it's all relative to who you are and in terms of what you can afford. And we've brought in the best types that we can for what we can do at this football club. And you're always trying to push, and they're certainly pushing. They've made some really good signings. But I think that for us, it's about what we do. It's about our group staying nice and strong together. there's going to be tests every week in this league, and this is no different.
Coming up against Steve Bruce, a man who knows the game inside out, but he's certainly somebody that you can kind of learn from as well, isn't he, as a manager? Yeah,
he's been, whenever we've played, he's been excellent, to be honest, in advice and just talking football. Really, to be honest, he's a great person to learn from. He's been in the game a long time, so when you come up against those types of individuals, you know that they're going to be well prepared. They've got a great backing behind them in terms of his team as well and his staff. So we obviously look forward to seeing them. But I think for experience, he's probably second to none in this league. But if you can't learn from people like that, then you're in the wrong job. So you take his advice, but you've always got to do it your way. But like I say, since I've been in this job, he's always been there to offer support, which has been really good for me. But I'm sure that he will be the same as me this Saturday. That when the game starts, you're so energetic and you want to get the season and start in a positive way. So it'd be good to see him after. But we're all looking forward to going up there and carrying on what we've been doing throughout pre-season.
Do you get a chance to see them?
Yeah, we always see them after. I think it's respect. I think no matter what, I think you want to do that because you want to learn from these people. You're always learning. So someone who's had over 1,000 games in it, I think that it's a big part of my learning to learn from that. But as part of it, just a respect for us. I think as a team, that's what we are, and it's always good to go in and see people win, lose, draw, because we're all trying our best to put together a winning team, and we'll do battle during the 90 minutes or 100, whatever that looks like, but afterwards, absolutely, because we're all in the same game, we're all trying to achieve the same thing.
It's almost one of the toughest games of the season, the first game, though, isn't it? Because you don't know a great deal about the opposition and how they are going to play.
Yeah, they've changed, different shapes throughout pre-season. You can look at games, but we know that come that first game of the season, it does look very different. Teams are playing out, in pre-season from goalkeeper, and they might not do that from the very first game. It makes a difference with, bigger crowds, and now all of a sudden it's, every game there's points to be won. So things can change, but we know that in terms of their team, they've got real quality in forward areas. They've obviously lost Apto in terms of wide player. But they've brought in Honeyman, who's a fantastic player in terms of has been for a long time now. So we know that whatever team they put on the pitch, it's going to be a real challenge. But they'll be thinking the same. They would have seen us in pre-season. They would have known us from last year when we played up there. We should have got the win up there for sure. We didn't perform as well as what we wanted to at the home leg, and they capitalised on some mistakes. So we have to make sure that doesn't happen. But they'll know that with our team that they're gonna have to make sure that they're at their best as well, and hopefully we see a really good game of two teams trying to win the game.
And how are you looking? There were 2 or 3 injuries going into the last pre-season game on Saturday. How have the players reacted and responded?
No, we're in a good place. We're looking. Dan Phillips is near enough there, and we're starting to get the players back that needed more time in terms of fitness levels. Saturday was a bit too soon, so they've had a really good week this week in terms of training and extras to make sure that they're on the bus tomorrow morning. And I think that in terms of a pre-season, you always want to get to that first game with as many players, with your squad fit. And I think we've been quite lucky with that, really. That we had obviously the injury to Tyrese, which was a real blow for him because he came back in pre-season, doing really well. And then obviously we had Dan Phillips that we obviously thought was a worse injury at the time, but that's it's been good signs since then. So going into the game, we're in a really good place, and that shows the hard work that not only they've put in off season in terms of their own bodies, but also the work that the staff have done, because it's important that we've got it right this pre-season, and we feel we're in a good place. Like you said, it's the first game of the season. emotion, that feeling of playing again with pressure. So you never know, but we feel that we've done everything we can do to be ready, and we'll see it at 3 o'clock.
Just finally, Louis Apparay obviously left the club earlier this week. Does that make a gap for you?
Yeah, it absolutely does. In terms of Louis came here and from, unfortunately for him, he found himself for the first couple of months injured. And I think whenever you join a new club injured, it's really tough to get into the group because you're not training, you're not showing people what you can do. And he just never really found that form that we all know that we've seen him when he was at Northampton perform. So we've tried, we worked extremely hard, and I just thought he just needed a fresh challenge, and he's gone to a really good club with a really good top manager that can hopefully get the best out of him, and we wish him well, because never was it through a lack of effort that it didn't work out for him, because he tries extremely hard every day. But sometimes it just doesn't happen, and for him, he just needed a fresh start, and we wish him all the best for the future. But in terms of for us, yeah, there is obviously a gap there now, and we've been looking, all throughout since the last game of the season. But it's got to be right fit financially, it's got to be the right fit character-wise, and it's got to be the right type of player that we're looking to bring in. So. We've got people that we're talking to that hopefully we can progress with, but it does take time for us to attract those types. So we just got to make sure we keep pushing, but we concentrate on the players that we've got at the moment, and we make sure we get the very best out of them.